Yo, what's going on, homies? Shichibokai, I'm back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the 10-star Kizuna clash against Sabo and Koala that utilizes the team that don't have any of the new batch, don't use Dragon as a friend captain, but have the option to use Dragon as a friend captain if you really want to. So in today's video, the first half we'll show the teams without Dragon as a friend captain, and then we'll dive in with Dragon as a friend captain, basically running the same team, just trying to maximize the amount of gains you can get alongside the highest ticket booster. But if you guys enjoyed the video, like button, hit the subscribe and do all that good stuff. With that said, let's dive in. Alright, so starting it off with the quick variation, team we're using looks like this. We're running double Atlas for our particular team build. The fun thing with Atlas is she gives you an attack boost and an orb boost thanks to her super class and her special, which is really nice. So on turn one, we're basically just going to kill the turtles. We do start with a full board of Psy orbs because of the Robin rare recruit, which is kind of annoying because like we don't want those Psy orbs, and then Robin obviously has the shenanigans where she gives a full board of Psy orbs, but we have a way around that, so we can do some fun stuff there. So on turn two, we come up against Morley and Karasu. This is where they have the defense up and the threshold. So what we're going to do here is we're going to utilize the special of Law. Law's going to swap into our captain. He also gives us some tandem orbs, which predominantly he gives the tandem orb to Robin right there. Then you can use the Robin special. Robin's going to give you a full board of tandem orbs and remove the defense up as well as the threshold. And then we can use the the superclass of Atlas, and then the Atlas special as well. Atlas gives you a full board of gives you a full board of strength orbs, which is really nice to help you get around the annoying pesky orbs situation. On to the final fight against Sabo and Koala 6+. They're going to bind our left-hand column, but we have supports to get around that. There's damage reduction as well as damage nullification. So as you can see, we have a whole bunch of supports here. That's going to take care of pretty much all of that. We then have the special of Sabo to give us a class conditional as well as a territory for our cerebral characters. We can then super swap with Usopp and Lilith. Usopp and Lilith are pretty much the only character on this team that has a type advantage here. So they're going to be our attack booster as well. You can use the EX of the superclass of what's her name? Of Atlas. Sorry, use the special of Atlas first. So then that way I've basically bunged all these specials. Like you want to use the Atlas super type special first, then use the super class, then use the super swap of Usopp and Lilith, and then use their special to give yourself a to give yourself a chain boundary. Not so much the attack boost, because Atlas is already going to do that. But as you can see, like the damage is enough for now, and look, it's only realistically going to get us to level 30, because that's pretty much the highest level you guys will see for this particular Kizuna. Alright, moving on to the next fight, we have the int variation, and a little bit of an issue that I had with the initial team I put together. I was using Nami and Karina. However, Nami and Karina only roll back specials by 2 turns, not 3 turns. 5 turns is what I thought they did. So you are going to need another character that can roll back a few more special turns, and Robin and Jinbei are definitely going to be the character that can do that. On top of that, Robin and Jinbei go into the EX of Sabo. You can then just get the super tandem off, and you're just in a better spot using Robin and Jinbei anyway. Downside to Robin and Jinbei is they only do a 70% damage reduction, so just be mindful of that when you come up against stage 2. Now on stage 2, you are going to have to deal with a bunch of pesky stuff. We're going to use the super swap of Robin and Jinbei to get that damage reduction, as I mentioned, and then we can use the special of Robin and Jinbei to give us the cooldowns that we need on the final turn. We're going to use the special of the EX of Sabo here to get a full board of orbs, a full board of tandem slots, and then cerebral characters also get a 2x attack boost. So as you can see, pretty simple stuff. We can easily take out Bello Betty there. When Bello Betty dies, though, she is going to hit us with 60,000 damage. Lucky for us, we reduced that by 70%. And then when you move into this final stage, you need to be above 50% HP. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with some pretty pesky defense up as well. Otherwise, you basically just have to deal with the threshold, as you guys can see right there. So on this final stage, we're going to use the What do we use first? We use the EX of... what's his name? Mihawk. Then we can use the special of Shanks. Unfortunately, we still have that all type orbs are treated as unfavorable. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal because we have the special of Uta and Luffy. Sabo gives the advantageous type. We remove the threshold with Mihawk. He also gives us an attack boost for 2 turns because as you can see, there is a damage limiter on this particular fight as well. Utilizing the Luffy Uta special is going to give us a full body recovery orbs. I'd probably change the ship to something like the Zunisha so that way we can get our hands on a like matching orb situation here. But as you can see, like, it's not going to be that big of an issue. So just as long as you don't hit that perfect with Mihawk, and that way you can keep that orb, you should be pretty hunky-dory. On the second turn, you have a barrier to deal with. To get around the barrier, we're just going to use the second Shanks special. And that should be plenty of damage to take down in this particular fight. You still have a color affinity, you still have an attack boost, you still have, basically still have everything. So works pretty wonderfully. So that was the second fight. Definitely a lot easier than the quick variation, in my opinion. Let's run some Dragon friend captains now. Alright, so back over to the quick variation. This is where we are utilizing Dragon as our friend captain. That's the team, those supports. Let's dive on in. Now, hopefully we don't butcher the special order this particular time, but we should be pretty hunky-dory. So with this particular fight, utilizing Dragon on turn 2 is definitely an option. But you want to have more damage reduction for the final fight. So you kind of have to do things a little bit differently when you are running Dragon as a friend captain here, because you are losing out on a little bit more damage reduction for that that final turn. So what you're going to have to do with Dragon on this particular turn on stage 2 is you are going to have to utilize him on this particular stage. But the thing is, we don't really want to captain swap into our middle left. We kind of just want Law to be our captain still. So still going to use the Dragon special. That's going to give us the increased damage taken. It's going to reduce the defense by 80%, which is absolutely fine. Now we have the Sabo, what's it called? The Sabo EX as well. We can actually utilize the Sabo EX now. So that's going to give us a full board of tandem slots, but it's also going to give us an orb boost to help us kill this particular turn, because this particular turn is now just going to be a little bit challenging to deal with because of the increased defense up. It's not a massive increased defense up, and obviously with the increased damage taken, Dragon can help you bypass that, but Dragon has to remove the threshold on that particular stage. To deal with the bind, we're still using the same supports. To deal with the damage reduction now, though, Atlas can remove 6 turns, but it does go up to 8 turns, I believe, after level 30. So just be very mindful of that. So utilize the Atlas special first. That's going to remove some of the damage reduction. You then have Robin to remove the rest of the damage reduction. Obviously, we can't do it now because we don't need to do it now. Atlas gives you an attack boost. She also gives you an orb buff. Sabo gives you the class advantageous buff, which is very, very nice. Then with Usopp and Lilith, you are going to have the what's it called? The chain boundary, as well as allowing you to use a super tandem with bomb slots. But unfortunately, with this team, we don't actually have the 3rd unit to get the super tandem of Sabo off. So that is a little bit annoying. But as you guys will see, like, the damage numbers, they still hold out. And like I said, passing level 30 should be pretty simple. Alright, so moving on to the int variation now. We're still using the same team, and the upside to this particular team is we are buying into both Shanks' EX as well as the Dragon EX. We have the 6 Cerebral characters on the team, and we have the 3 Revolutionary Army characters on the team. I believe we have, well, not 3 Revolutionary Army characters, but we have the characters that we need being Luffy, Robin, and Sabo on this particular team. Plus then we like to get the Mihawk shenanigans, we have the Sabo shenanigans. Basically, everything's coming up pretty damn millhouse for this particular build. So what we can do is on turn 2 now, because we obviously get a full board of unfavorable slots, and we have to deal with, obviously, a barrier on the final turn. We still want to use the super swap of Robin and Jinbei. That's going to help us take care of the what's it called? The, losing my words. It's still, that's still going to help us take care of the death shot, the 70, 60,000, whatever it is. On this particular turn now, I kind of want to use the Shank special, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to use the Shank special. Maybe utilizing the EX of Sabo. Like, we have a full board of locked orbs, so we may as well just keep the tandem orbs moving into the next stage. We don't really need to use the Shank special on the next turn. We can kind of hang on to that for the second turn of the damage limiter, so that way we can remove the barrier that way. We also have the super class of Mihawk, so that way we can get a color affinity boost anyway. So what we can do here on this final turn, there's damage limiter, there's threshold. You can actually use the Robin Jinbei special to remove the threshold as well. That's actually really, really cheeky. And then get base stats on this final stage. Sabo's special gives you the class advantageous buff. You kind of want to use Dragon before you do any of that though, because Dragon give you the tap timing and all that fun stuff. Dragon gives you the increased damage taken and is going to captain swap you. I totally forgot that he does the captain swap shit. I probably should have put Mihawk there. Yeah, I probably should have put Mihawk there. Oh well. It's fine. Honestly, having Dragon on this team kind of like holds it back a little bit, because like you don't necessarily need to use any of the Dragon shenanigans, to be like completely honest with you, but at the end of the day, like it's not that big of an issue. So probably just put Mihawk there so you guys aren't in for a bit of a better time. On the second turn, you have the barrier to deal with. We can use the special of Shanks to deal with that. And then we can use the Mihawk special as well, which we probably should have used on the last turn. But Mihawk gives you increased damage taken for 2 turns, where Dragon gives it for 1 turn. Like, honestly, looking at it, like, Dragon, like I said, you could probably choose him on turn 2. But the damage, it's plentiful. Hopefully this team helps you guys out. If they do, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later!